You did everything right. You found the program. You filled out the application. You were genuinely ready to go out and give something of yourself to the world. And then, the visa came back rejected. No explanation, no second chance. Just a door, closing before you even got to knock. If that has happened to you, or if you have been too afraid to try because you already know how the story ends, this video is going to change something for you today. Because there are countries actively looking for volunteers with your passport, no matter how weak it is. Now let's get into it. The 5 countries that are actively looking for volunteers like you, even if you have weak passports. Stay with me as we begin with number 1, Germany. Germany runs one of the most structured volunteer programs in the world. The Federal Voluntary Service and the International Youth Voluntary Service are government-backed programs with real fundings and real placements across elderly care, environmental conservation, disability support, and youth work. Germany has a documented shortage of volunteers in these sectors. An aging population and a stretched social system mean organizations across the country genuinely need committed people. Germany offers a volunteer visa separate from tourist or work visas. Your host organization sponsors the application, which significantly increases your approval chances. Many placements cover accommodation, meals, and health insurance. Some even include monthly stipend. Organizations like Culturewert and WorldWorks list international positions regularly. Secure your placements first. The visa follows the placement. Germany is not the easiest path, but it is one of the most structured, and the structure works in your favor. Let's get to number 2, Sweden. Sweden is one of the best funded civil society ecosystems in the world. Organizations like the Swedish Red Cross, Diakonia, and We Effect run formal international volunteer pathways with accommodation support, structured orientation, and in some cases, language training. Sweden also participates in European Solidarity Cups, which means funded placements are available for applicants from a wide range of eligible countries, including many across Africa and Asia. Here's what most applicants do not realize. Swedish organizations genuinely value lived experience in challenging environments. If you've grown up navigating scarcity, community leadership, or grassroots problem solving, that is not a disadvantage in a Swedish application. It is a differentiator. The candidate who can say, I understand what resource scarcity looks like from the inside and want to bring that perspective to your work, is a more compelling candidate than the one with a polished CV and nothing you need to say, even if you have the weakest passport. Sweden rewards authenticity. Lead with yours. Now let's go to the third on the list, the Netherlands. For a country of 17 million people, the Netherlands hosts a disproportionate number of international NGOs, UN agencies, and social impact organizations. Oxfam Novib, Eco Corporation, and the International Criminal Court Volunteer Program are just a few of the organizations that accept international volunteers year-round. The Dutch government's long commitment to international development has created a pipeline of opportunities that is more accessible than it looks from the outside. Many Dutch organizations sponsor volunteer visas directly for placements of 3 months or longer. Dutch organizations working in development are looking for people who understand the concept they work in. If the issue they address, poverty, food security, climate vulnerability, are not abstract concepts to you, but lived realities, you are a more credible voice in that work than someone who has only studied it, no matter what your passport looks like. In the Netherlands, your background is your strongest application asset, not your passport. Make sure you use it. Let's go now to number 4, South Korea. South Korea surprises most people on this list. It should not. The Korea International Cooperation Agency, known as KOICA, runs the World Friends Korea program, one of the largest volunteer initiatives in Asia. It places volunteers in education, healthcare, agriculture, and community development, both within Korea and internationally. South Korea has a strong strategic interest in building relationships with Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. This means the country actively welcomes international volunteers from these regions, not as a favor, but as a part of a deliberate global engagement policy. South Korea offers a cultural activities visa for volunteering engagements. Many programs handle the visa process as a part of a placement package. And for African applicants specifically, South Korea's growing investment interest across the continent means your background carries genuine weight in an application. South Korea is looking outward. Make sure it sees you, not your passport. Get your bags together and let's head to Spain, which is at number 5. Spain closes this list because it offers the most accessible entry point of all 5 countries. Spain's third sector, the network of NGOs and community organizations sitting between government and business, is doing significant work in rural restoration, elderly care, migrant integration, and community development. And it is chronically short of volunteers to do that work. Spain participates fully in European Solidarity Corps. This means that the list of eligible countries include many across Africa and Asia. Organizations across Spain accept international volunteers through structured programs that include accommodation, meals, and basic expenses. Outside Madrid and Barcelona, the cost of living is manageable, even on a modest stipend, which means your quality of life as a volunteer is real, not theoretical. Spain is not a consolation prize. For many volunteers, it turns out to be exactly where they were meant to go. Germany, Sweden, the Netherlands, South Korea, Spain. 5 countries, 5 real pathways, 5 open doors for volunteers who have been told, directly or indirectly, that international volunteering was not built for them because of their passport. That part is true. It was not built for you, but it is accessible to you. And that distinction is everything. The volunteers who make it to these countries are not the ones with the strongest passports. They're the ones who did the research, wrote the honest application, and refused to accept a rejection as a final answer. Save this video, subscribe so you never miss what comes next on this channel, and drop your country in the comments right now, because I want to know where you are watching from. The world needs what you have to give. Don't let the passport tell you otherwise. Now one last thing, like and drop a comment.